Hello YouTube, welcome from Tech and Tute. In the previous tutorial, I shown that the installation and the configuration of Git SourceTree for Bitbucket online repository. Also, the animation overview how you can work with SourceTree, Git and Visual Studio Code Editor for Bitbucket online repository. Now, I would like to show the practical example to clone the Bitbucket online repository into the local machine. Also, the process of commit and push the source code from local repository to Bitbucket online repository through SourceTree. Now, time to do a practical work for Bitbucket online repository. Let's go. After logging your Bitbucket account, you can see all of the repositories by clicking Repositories tab. To create a new repository, click the plus icon and select Repository. In the Create New Repository form, write repository name, check the access level is private or public, include a README file from the drop-down selection, and choose the version controlling system, Git or Mercurial. In the advanced setting options, write some description for your project, select forking from drop-down selection, select the project language, in this case I have select HTML CSS. Now click the Create Repository button. Now you can see that your repository has been created. Now time to clone this project from Bitbucket online repository to local machine folder through SourceTree. To do this, click the clone button, then a dialog box will be opened. Click the clone in SourceTree button to clone this through SourceTree. This is the SourceTree clone window. First text box is represent the Bitbucket online repository URL. In the second text box, you can select where you would like to save this online repository in the local machine folder location. And now click the clone button to complete the cloning process from Bitbucket online repository to local machine folder location. After successfully complete the cloning process, click the close button. You can see the local machine folder location by clicking Open in Explore button. Also, you can check the SourceTree repository structure by clicking Branch Master. Before work earlier, I would like to arrange all of the workplace in a viewport. Just like first part is Bitbucket online repository, second part is SourceTree window, third part is Visual Studio Code Editor, and the last part is local machine project location. Now create a new file from Visual Studio Code Editor, that is index.html. Write some code and save it, then you can see the change in the local machine folder. You can see the on change has been made in the source control icon of Visual Studio Code Editor. To commit this index.html file, write some message in the message box and press Ctrl plus Enter or click the tick mark. Now refresh the SourceTree and it mentions that on change has been made in your project source code. Now I'd like to push this change, that means index.html file will be stored in the Bitbucket online repository. So click the push button and the code will be pushing from SourceTree to Bitbucket repository. Now refresh the Bitbucket repository and you will see the index.html file is in here. This is a pretty short tutorial for Git beginner where I have shown how can you clone a Bitbucket online repository into the local machine. Also, the process of commit and push the source code from local repository to Bitbucket online repository through SourceTree. Hope you enjoy. Next time, I will show you how can you commit and push the source code from local repository to Bitbucket online repository without using SourceTree rather than using Windows PowerShell or Visual Studio Code Editor terminal. Stay with us to get more awesome web developing tutorial.